Hello and welcome to Still Got Legs, a Doctor Who Rewatch podcast brought to you by Another Happy Studios. When does a square become an adult? When it hits puberty.
Sometimes I regret just saying hello to you at university. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Still Got Legs, Doctor Who Rewatch podcast. That's not true, I don't. Doctor Who Rewatch podcast. The only one that exists in the world. There are no others that exist, so sit down, stop talking, be quiet. That's a good girl. My name is Nathan, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful companion as we go on this fantastic journey through time and space. His name is Lawrence. He's responsible for that horrible intro. Welcome. Hello.
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 I've decided something. Do you want to know what I've decided?
I mean, you're going to tell me anyway.
I am, yeah.
Yes, please, go on.
So the puns are going to be short-lived. As we've established, I get to change whatever I do, whatever my gimmick is, every Christmas special.
I mean, we haven't established this. You decided that this is what you were going to do, okay? But sure, go on.
I think it's a good set of rules. So I'm not going to tell you which one's next, but I will tell you of the options that I put in, and maybe I'll put a poll in the Discord and people can vote on which one they think I should take on next as a challenge. But as a little teaser, the options are flighting, limericks, or riddles.
Okay, how many people do you think know what flighting is, first
Everyone that's played Assassin's Creed, which one is it? Valhalla?
Valhalla, yes, which I think is going to be a very small number of people, okay? Or those who know quite a bit about Viking history, okay?
I think there's some history buffs.
Maybe, but I don't think they'll know about flighting.
Well, then
right?
flighting will lose. I'm gunning for riddles. Maybe I shouldn't say that because now no one's going to vote for riddles.
Yeah, no one vote for riddles. Okay.
No.
And how would you do a riddle I cannot stress this enough. Within that time, you have about 5 seconds, okay, to say your entire thing, okay? It's really not that long. You have about 5 seconds of creative space to work with, okay?
It's all part of the challenge, Nathan, all right? But look, if I start boxing myself in with these kind of limitations, then it'll be a boring show, all right? I live on the edge. That's how I'm going to do it.
And we'll get ready for some very short riddles coming up. Okay?
They'll be simple. I'm not out trying to, brain tease anyone, all right? Well, I want to get in and out, but I want to have a bit of fun.
It would also have to relate to the episode as well.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do it. I did puberty today.
This is going to be a true fucking disaster. Please vote riddles, because I'm just interested to see how this absolute fucking bombshell turns out, okay?
So when would that debut? When would riddles debut? Probably.
Well, your next one is the Christmas special itself, okay?
Oh, so that probably, depending on the vote, that could be the first riddles.
Well, no, because according to your logic, your laws that you've made up, your new thing is a New Year's resolution, as it were.
Oh, yes,
so it would need
whatever's
to come
after
into
the Bells
effect.
of St. John.
Yes, the Rings of Akaton.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot. From what I remember, there's a big old speech in that, so there's a lot of room to work with there.
Okay. And how does a riddle relate to a speech? You know what? Don't spoil it. All right. Anyway, there we go. That's something to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
What a truly inaccessible podcast this is.
No, but that's why it's good, because every now and we alternate now. So they'll get an inaccessible episode and they'll go, that was weird. And then the next episode they tune into will be you, and they'll go, this makes much more sense.
Great.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very well. I'm a little bit chilly. It's getting colder.
There is a autumnal chill in the air. It's been the mildest summer in since I don't know another mild summer.
Another mild summer.
Yeah.
I barely noticed it, to be fair.
You barely noticed it?
Well, no, it's in the summer itself, because I absolutely, like yourself as well, we're both winter people.
Winter boys, yes. We are truly entering into my era now. You know, how people get seasonal depression when the nights start getting darker and it goes into winter. I get seasonal depression the other way, okay? Yeah. Around about March, April time, that's when my seasonal depression comes into effect, because I'm there's 6 months of this fucking shit.
Every single one of my in-laws is obsessed with the sun. They always want, like, the slightest bit of sun. They're like, lovely day to sit in the garden. I'm like, please, can we not?
Let's not. The winter's so cozy.
Yeah.
It's such a cozy little time. You can get a little hot chocolate. You can sit by the fire. You can wear a nice sweater or a blanket. I can't take off my skin when I'm warm. I always
say this. I can get comfortable in winter, but if I'm hot in summer, unless I commit a crime, I cannot, like, remove the heat from me.
What crime would you be? What would you mean?
Just public nudity.
Oh, okay.
Like, just fully stripped off, getting the breeze.
You can strip off in the privacy of your own garden.
Yeah. I could.
Your own home.
I could, but yeah, not garden, because firstly there's, like, houses that overlook, and I'm pretty sure my neighbour has kids. So
that's their problem. You're in the privacy of your own. You're in your own private property. Okay, you can do as you wish.
Till a man can't get his. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on from whatever that was going to be. Okay, I could tell by the tone that was not going to be very, very up to scratch.
And that's why we swiftly move on.
Yes.
I'll update on my my poncho if you want it.
Oh, I don't, but go on.
It's a quick update. My dog has reclaimed the poncho.
Okay.
So my dog now likes that blanket quite a lot, and I feel like a bad owner if I take it away from my dog, who loves the blanket.
You are... That dog has you wrapped around her paw, mate.
Oh, she's the best.
You are the biggest little fucking... I don't even know what to call you, but you're just... She has you. She owns that house. She dominates that house, okay?
Look, it's... Why not allow her certain liberties in life, all right?
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, she's a good girl. She deserves it all. Voted prettiest princess, if you can believe it.
You need to stop bringing this up, all right? We all know, all right? In this weird fucking bestiality competition you attended, okay?
Oh, dear Lord. Nathan, what are we doing? What are we talking about?
We're here today, Lawrence, to talk about The Power of Three. This is Series 7, Episode 4, written by Chris Chibnall, directed by Douglas McKinnon. It is Episode 92 of Still Got Legs, and it is Episode 92 of Doctor Who, the revival era. Hello.
Do you know who Iggy Azalea is?
Iggy IGGY.
Yeah, that's the one. Or Iggy Is, as I believe she can go by.
Iggy Is. What was that song she did?
Well, there's a few. She is a singer.
No, there's only one I know her from. What's that song that I know? Tell me what that song that I know is.
Is she in Black Widow? There's somewhere, Black Widow, baby.
Don't know what that is. Was that a tie-in for the Black Widow movie?
No, it was way before this Black Widow movie.
All right. Was it before Avengers 2012?
Probably after Avengers 2012.
Well, she's doing some stealing then, isn't she?
Yeah, look at her go.
Kevin Feige will be knocking on her door.
Intellectual property theft from Iggy Azalea. Now, what song does she do? She does
what's that IGGY song? That's the one I know. Tell me what that song I know is.
I'm so fancy.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
You already know.
Isn't she the one who's like famously terrible? Because there was that, wasn't there that clip of her like at a festival or something when she was like,
yes, that's her.
Yeah, and she like just cannot rap or something.
I think what happened there was probably a mixture of some alcohol, maybe some other substances, but you know who's to say? Well, who's to say? Perhaps prescribed, allegedly. Who knows?
But definitely not. Described by a doctor who you pay like $1,000 to.
I believe that go by Professor Green.
No. That's a professor, not a doctor. He doesn't have a PhD.
Yeah, but he's another rapper.
He's not called Dr. Green, okay?
You don't know what he mastered.
I know, I've seen him live.
Have you?
Yeah, I saw him he was supporting Fall Out Boy for some reason.
Fucking hell, look at him go. That's a strange collaboration.
Me and Beth in the club.
Bumping.
The club being Wembley Stadium.
The club. Anyway, all that to say, when you said Chris Chibnall wrote the episode, my head just went, it's just Chibi Cheers.
I don't know what that means.
Because Iggy Azalea. And instead of going, it's Iggy Is, I went, it's Chibi Cheers.
What a long walk that was to get to this disappointing destination. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, my head went to Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom. But...
Let's not go down that road.
No, okay. I'm not comparing my plight, all right?
And we wonder why these episodes balloon out and we struggle to contain them in. Okay.
Oh my God, we're 12 minutes in.
Yes, we are, Lawrence.
All right, let's go, Nathan. What do you think of the power of 3?
Time to lock in. Lawrence, what do you think of the power of 3?
I think it's fun to a point, which I think is the general consensus I can see. I think there's a return of some classic RTD1 era vibes. Is there? Yeah, at home there's some certain trappings. There's a kind of a highlight and a spotlight on family dynamics, which is fun, and I quite enjoy. But yeah, it's a good episode, and I really like it for what it does. But I think it just completely it approaches the final hurdle, and then both of its legs disappear.
You're a fucking idiot.
All right, really?
Well, no. But
what do you think?
No, I think this is a good episode. I think this is a great episode. I would go so far as to call this episode a banger.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yes, not certified TM, but a banger, okay?
Yeah.
And the reason I cannot give it that certified status is because of, yes, the elephant in the room. The ending's a bit shit. The wrap-up is a bit shit. But, Lawrence, there is a reason for that, okay?
Okay.
Which we will go into. We will get truly into the depths and explore why that is. Because it's not the episode's fault. It's not Chris Chippy Chibnall's fault. It is one man's fault, okay?
Right.
And we will get into that, okay?
So you're telling me there's behind-the-scenes drama this week?
There's behind-the-scenes tea to explore, Lawrence. Okay?
And you've let me go on for 12 minutes about Iggy Azalea.
Shut up. And there is also a bit of sizzle, the reveal of my theory of why last week's episode takes place halfway through this week's episode. Okay?
I can't wait for my mind to be fucking blown by this theory.
Here we go. Okay. Anyway, Lawrence, let's see if you have your notes. Where do we start off?
We start off with the first RTD trapping, a shot of the Earth's exterior. The planet is rotating, but Nathan, what's that going on in the background?
It's all the explosions from the Series 5 finale, because it's the same shot, but they just reversed it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Amy be like, travelling with the Doctor be like this.
Was like this, she says.
Yeah, but I'm doing my colloquial.
No, you're wrong. It's a fun little montage. Okay, we get lots of clips from the past few years of their varied adventures. And then Amy says, but real life is like this. And then it cuts to a fun little scene of like her and Rory presumably just getting back from an adventure with the Doctor, and they're like, oh, this milk's 6 months out of date or whatever.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. Bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun. Can you imagine? You never consider that kind of stuff. Like, the house has been empty for so long. That kitchen must reek.
A bit of dust build up as well.
Oh my God, yeah.
You need to get the Hoover out. Be a whole thing.
It would be. I'd just stop going.
Yeah. Well, they do. Well.
Well.
They do. They realise they have two lives: the life with the Doctor, and then a normal life. And then, do they need to choose? Do they need to? Well, whether you think about choosing, but then they hear those infamous engines roaring, and then they're well, we don't have to choose now, do we? We can. Squeeze in.
How many times have these two tried to be like, maybe we should? Well, let's have some fun though instead.
You know what this is? This is classic, like. Oh, we shouldn't get a takeaway tonight. We should prepare a nice meal, and then you get the notification that your salary has just dropped in your bank account, and then you're like, we don't have to get it. We can start tomorrow and start cooking a nice meal tomorrow, can't we?
I'm normally quite good about cooking, but the exact scenario happened to me mere hours ago.
There you go. Yeah. What did you enjoy? What delights graced your table?
I had a Wagamama's.
Oh, fuck. Of all the things you could get, you get a fucking shitter Wagamama's.
Oh, Wagamama's is incredible. You're just saying it because... Are you a basic katsu curry kind of guy?
I'll be honest with you, I've never had a Wagamama's.
Oh, so big talk for a man who has never experienced.
But I know I wouldn't like it, all right? It's just a shit Chinese, isn't it? It's just shit noodles. Yeah.
No, I think it's nicer. They've got a crispy duck, which is very nice. A saku, I believe they call it, Nathan.
If you can't get the branded Chinese, all right? You need to go to your local you need to go to a place which doesn't do delivery. It's not on Just Eat, all right? They don't take card payments or anything like that. You have to walk to a fucking cash machine so you can get out a tenner or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait like half an hour in an uncomfortable chair to get the best meal you've ever had in your life. Okay.
It's like a kind of almost like a ply velvet chair situation. It's got a crack in it, and like it's not been cleaned in a while, and they have expensive food, but there'll always be a deal that means if you buy a meal or something, you get a 2-litre bottle of full fat Coke.
I'm not out here getting full fat Coke. I can't fucking stand it.
I can't stand it either. I'm a Diet Coke man or a Pepsi Max.
Coke Zero, mate. What are you doing?
See, I don't know. Do you know what? I like the zero caffeine version.
Oh. Who are you?
We've done so much that's not about Doctor Who.
I know. I actually really like this episode. I want to talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Doctor comes and then they fuck off or whatever. But that's what life was like. However, there was a change, which was the year of the slow invasion.
Whoa.
The time the Doctor came to stay. And a bloody little cube appears. Titles, we did it.
Well done us.
Well done us. Despite our many Iggy Azalea and Chinese takeaway tangents. Okay.
Should we do the ads now for a treat?
No. A treat.
An early treat.
It's a treat for everyone. Enjoy these ads. No, we won't.
If you listen to the ads now, it comes with a 2-litre bottle of full fat Coke.
Shut the fuck up. Stop this. No one wants full fat Coke, all right? They want a delicious Coke Zero or a Pepsi Max.
Yes, Nathan, you're absolutely right. I did pay attention to the Doctor Who introduction today, all right?
Ooh,
I did.
Tell us all about it. Did you like the nice pink vortex?
I loved it. I thought it looked really pretty.
Barbie, TM. Something Barbie joke, I don't know.
Something Barbie joke. I like little cubes in the Doctor Who intro as well, like in the text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I pointed it out. I wrote my
Well
note.
done. Well done on finally watching the title sequence.
Thank you. Thank you very
much.
In
the penultimate version of this one. Well done.
You're welcome. Nathan, who is disturbing the ponds, if you can believe it?
It'd be Brian Pond himself. He's knocking on their door at 6:30 in the morning. Absolute fucking criminal activity, first of all. But very on brand for a dad to be awake at that time. And just be up and about and ready, you know?
I could be awake at this time. I could not be out of the door at this time.
My dad. I couldn't. My dad could.
Yeah.
My dad gets up at like 5 a.m. and then just watches like World War II documentaries or some shit.
That's the default state of being for dads. Yeah. Well, he's a disciplined man. Have you said what your dad did or does?
He was a military man. He was in the army.
Yeah, so he's a man that has lived by discipline his whole life. And then there's us like, we're going to get a takeaway tonight because it's payments.
Sometimes I was speaking about this with my sister recently. I'm like, sometimes I wonder if I really am autistic because I've never been officially diagnosed. But then we just thought about our dad who only watches World War II stuff and was in the army and has like an obsession with anything to do with war and military stuff. We're like, yeah, probably that checks out.
All you need to do is just look up the family tree and go,
yeah. That seems pretty on brand.
It's like my dad, but with Star Trek.
He loves. That was referencing another podcast, Lawrence.
All right, so every dad does that though. Every dad gets to like 45, and then they choose a thing, and then they lock in for the rest of their lives.
My dad's always been obsessed with the army though. Like
what? Just any war that's.
Even as a young boy, all he wanted to do was be a soldier. And
I wanted to do was sign up and serve.
Well, he's from Yorkshire, so...
All I wanted to do was sign up and serve. All right.
No. Lawrence, we need to talk about this
Why are we not doing anything about Doctor Who?
Keep on. What happens?
All right, so yes, Brian's like, you seen what's going on with all these fucking cubes out here? And we get a series of crash zooms on the cube. This is a second RTD-ism that we haven't seen in a while. Or a Russellism. I forgot that's what we used to call them.
Is that a Russellism? The cut zoom thing?
Yeah, he loved it. He loved doing it. Don't you remember the when the Master became everyone and they did loads of crash zooms on people's faces?
Whoosh. Whoosh.
Yeah. Whoosh. And that. And the gun.
Whoosh. No, not the gun. Yeah.
And the bad wolf.
Yeah, I feel like this is different from a crash zoom though. It's not so much a crash zoom as a more like a a speed up and turn sort of thing, you know?
Commonly known as a crash zoom.
That's not a crash zoom.
A crash zoom is when you speedily zoom at something.
Yeah. And where did I say zoom at something? I said turn, pan.
A whip pan.
A whip pan, yes. Yes, exactly. This is a whip pan, but like faster than a whip pan, though.
Okay, we've got the terminology down now, already.
A crash pan.
A crash pan, a whip pan.
A crash pan, yeah.
Peter Pan.
Great. Okay.
Nathan, Doctor Who!
Yeah, go on, tell us about it.
So there's a bunch of these cubes everywhere. Brian's like, everyone's going on about these cubes, what's going on? And someone is also inspecting the cubes, Nathan. A man sat across the road on a child's play park situation. What would you call this?
Yeah, it's just a little playground.
Yeah, but it's not like, what would you call the thing that itself he sat on? Like a netted thing.
Like a climbing frame?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Climbing frame.
Great. The Doctor's on a climbing frame. He sees the cubes. He's having fun.
He's got a magnifying glass out.
He does. He's looking at his magnifying glass. Well, he's looking at the cube through the magnifying glass. Yes, very, very RTD-esque opening with all the news and TV shows. However, no Trinity Wells.
Yep.
Boo.
Heresy, Nathan.
What an absolute hack.
Absolute heresy. To include a newscaster montage and not put the Queen in herself, that is absolutely a piss-poor show.
I sure hope whoever wrote this episode doesn't go on to become showrunner in a few years.
And if they do, Lord knows they better rectify their mistake and have Trinity Wells be the new companion.
The Doctor herself, actually.
Oh, yes, sorry. Do you remember when we really tried to get the actress who plays Trinity Wells on the show?
We never tried.
No, we sent a message. I'm sure we did.
No, we didn't.
Did we not? I'm sure you did.
No, I didn't. I think we talked about it as a bit of a joke, but I don't think we ever actually did.
Okay. All right, fine.
Yeah. It was Georgia Tennant we tried to get.
Oh, yeah,
far more ridiculous of a try.
Did you get anywhere with that? I can't remember if we actually got anywhere.
I got in touch with some people, but it didn't go anywhere. It just resulted in nothing. Okay.
Everyone spam Georgia Tennant. Get her on the show.
Don't. Okay.
No, don't. Please don't. Yeah, man. What the fuck? A newscaster montage, no Trinity Wells.
Hate it. Yeah, hate it.
It's just
it's fun to see. It's fun to see him use montage again. It's a bit of a fun return to that era.
I like the trapping of it, but it does feel empty without Trinity Wells. It does feel like it's not quite ready. Like it needed a bit more time to cook.
Yeah, sure. Brian, so they're in the TARDIS having a look at like what these little cubes are and stuff. Brian suggests they might possibly be bombs or alien eggs or all kinds of weird stuff, possibly all part of an alien jigsaw. And the Doctor's like, yeah, good theory, maybe. Anyway, stay here and check on these cubes while we go.
I like that he got the invite this time onto the TARDIS. Like he's now established as a team member sometimes, but it is funny that the Doctor just gives him busy work immediately. And is
yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine to keep him busy. He's happy to do it. He's having a good time.
This is what dads love. This is his thing. He locked into studying cubes at 45.
He's thriving. So the Doctor says he needs to set up a lab in the Pond's kitchen. And Rory's like, all right, yeah, that's fine. You do that. I've got to go to work. And the Doctor's quite perplexed by this. He's like, work? You've got a job. He says.
I do like that Rory's always just the voice of reason. He's like, what do you think we do? Well, like when you drop us off for months? Like we can't just sit here.
So Amy writes travel articles now. The Doctor says the journalist and the nurse about them. And Amy points out that it's been 10 years since Ledworth. 10 years for her and Rory travelling with the Doctor on and off.
This caught me so off guard. I had no idea it had been this long.
Said this was coming. I told you.
You did. I
hinted at this.
Baffling. And I really love, like, it's quite subtle when they maybe kind of bring it up a little bit later, but I love that you can see kind of Matt Smith and as the Doctor register how fleeting that time is for him. Like, for him, that's a fun, quick whimsy around some side adventures here and there. But
it's also been about 250 years for him.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
And frankly, I'm getting uncomfortable with it, and I'm not excited for next week. All right?
Well, yeah. Point is, it's been a long time since that TARDIS crashed into the little house in Ledworth. Well, quite a big house in Ledworth, but
very big.
There we go.
Almost a too big house in Ledworth, you could say.
Yeah, sure.
With too many empty rooms.
We did that, Lawrence. We did all that, all right? Don't worry about it. And the doctor says, look at you now, all grown up, with just a little, almost an air of sadness about it, really.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But anyway, they don't have long to dwell on this because a bunch of soldiers break into their home. They're all like, whoa, what's going on? Stop, blah, 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 blah. You know, as soldiers do. My dad's there, of course. And then a good moment where Rory comes down in his boxers and he's like, there are soldiers all over my house and I'm in my pants, you say.
So I tried to see what was on Rory's pants.
Okay.
Right, but I know he was in orange pants and they had yellow patterns on them, and I've deduced that they're either little sweet corns or bananas.
Okay.
What do you think is more likely?
I don't think they're either of those. To be honest.
I think they are. I had a little long and hard look.
Why?
Because I was
What a
curious.
weird thing to do. You're my weirdo for this week.
No!
Yeah.
I just thought it might tell us a little bit about Rory's character, what kind of pants he likes.
I don't think it tells us anything about him.
Do you not think the boxer type says a lot about the man?
No.
Well, okay, fair enough. I can't disagree with that.
No, I don't.
He's a tight. Would you call them? They're not quite briefs. They're tight boxers.
Yeah, they're not briefs. They're boxers.
Yeah, but
Briefs
you
are
can
little
get baggy
Y
boxers.
fronts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we discussing this?
I don't know. I'm just curious.
Why are we discussing the complexities of Rory's underwear? I really didn't think that this one line warranted this in-depth of a conversation about his boxers. If I'm being completely honest.
It's suit talk.
It's not suit talk.
I love it. Rory's just in his pants. It's very fun. He's always the butt of a joke, and I really, really enjoy it.
Amy's jealous. She wanted to be in her pants.
Yeah.
So just turn up.
But who's here, Nathan?
Kate!
Way!
I just wrote Kate in all caps. So.
It's a fair thing. Just Kate Stewart.
Kate Stewart, yeah, she's dropped the Lethbridge. Well, we don't know if she's Kate Lethbridge Stewart yet, but it's Kate Stewart. She comes in, she's having a bit of fun. She says the dogs do love her run out. She's very friendly. She's like, oh, dressing like that, you must be the doctor. And then she gives his hearts a little scan and stuff.
I absolutely love that she's got presumably she has another hunch and she's just being a bit fun. But I love the idea that she just looks in this room and goes, silly hair and the bow tie. This is definitely the doctor. Let me just confirm.
Absolute insane man over here. This checks out. Yeah.
Carrying like a little box of miscellaneous tubing and such.
Sure. Yeah. This works. But she tells us that science is now leading unit thanks to her work. She managed to convince. That comes later, but yeah, science is leading unit. Bit of fun. I like that. I like the unit. Unit was very militarized when we last saw it in like series 4, series 3 era and stuff. So yeah, it's good to see a more science friendly unit.
It is. It absolutely is, because the Doctor, especially in Series 4, he was kind of at odds with Unit a lot of the time. He's spent most of Unit's appearances trying to convince them not to shoot things and blow things up.
Yeah. And they were all like, shut up, Doctor, you don't know what this is about. Sometimes
you're not here and we have to blow things up. I understand that this time you are here, but we're still going to blow things up.
Doesn't matter if we called you for help, Doctor. Shut up, okay?
Operation Blue Sky as a go. Sit in the corner, you bitch.
So they basically don't know fuck all about the cubes, really. Yep. And Kate gives a brief rundown of things they've done to them. We dropped it from a helicopter. We, threw it at a bus or whatever. The Doctor just says, "That's impressive. I don't want them to be impressive. I want them vulnerable with a nice Achilles heel."
Yeah, it's good. Do you know what? Chris Chibnall is a buzzword in the fandom, and we'll get round to him and his qualities as a writer, which I think are largely underappreciated a lot of the time.
Same.
But I think he gets a bit of stick, but I think he writes the Doctor really well with these little quirks and lines. That's a great line for the Doctor.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, really.
He can't help but kind of admire them a little bit, but then go, but they're not on my side, so fuck.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, and a line of the era, I guess. People are picking them up, taking them home, posting them on Flickr.
Oh,
and YouTube.
my lord.
Flickr, the pre-Instagram of its day, I guess.
I guess so. Did you ever have a Flickr?
No, never. I was like, that looks shit. I want nothing to do with that.
I barely recall it.
I had a Pixo.
I had a Pixo.
Big up
Pixo. What was your song on your page?
I don't know.
Mine was probably kiss me through the phone so that all the galdem could kiss me through the phone.
Okay. Great.
So I'm still in my head having a little giggle at the way you said I've been throwing them at a bus or whatever to conduct my research.
What was funny about that?
It's just funny. I'm imagining a line of unit scientists going, a bus goes by, the bus isn't in on it, and they just go
just on the street in London. Right, everyone get ready, he's coming.
And then someone hails it and it stops and they go, this is awkward. They all turn away from the driver.
Run, quick, scram.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, Flickr. What a fucking sign of the times, basically.
What a website that was. Anyway, so they need to watch and record the goings on in the cubes, report every single thing they do, be incredibly vigilant. And that's when we find out that 4 days have passed and the Doctor is fucking biting at the walls, mate. This is where we're seeing the true neurodivergency, the true ADHD of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Poor guy cannot handle it.
I think we got a little taste of it in Series 5 in Vincent and the Doctor when he had to wait in real time for Vincent to paint something.
Yes, definitely.
And he was like, oh my God, this is the worst. This is a fate worse than death itself.
I love the moment where Rory says, you said we have to be patient. And the Doctor just goes right up to him and goes, yes, you had to be patient. I'm not patient. Patience is for wimps.
I will say as well, a nice quality of the episode is that, like, it's obviously no one knows what's going on with the cubes, but the Doctor having to stay here, it's a change of pace and it adds to the mystery quite a lot of the cubes themselves. Like, the fact that the Doctor goes, I have to stay here and observe them because, quite frankly, I can deduce that they want to be observed because they haven't done anything. So they're essentially waiting for the audience to be captivated. And I think that's a really good way of, like, getting us on page with the Doctor so that we're just there, like, also trying to figure out what the fuck any of this means.
And then we get like a fun montage of him keeping himself busy as well whilst Amy and Rory watch the cubes. So he goes and paints the fence in the garden.
Yeah.
He mows the lawn. He does the hoovering. He plays keepy uppy.
Yeah.
He fixes a car, I guess.
Yeah.
I enjoy
fixes is strong.
Well, we just see him pulling some wires out of an engine.
Probably fucks the car beyond repair. Yeah.
Probably. Stop saying that. I've told you about that before. I like when he's playing keepy uppy. We first see him. He's like 7, 8, 9, and then he goes, Amy. He wants Amy to watch him whilst he's doing it, which is very fun. But then the next time we cut back to him, he's like 9,989,000 or whatever.
So I didn't. This reminded me of something that I did earlier this day, right? My wife was working from home today, and she was sat on the sofa next to me, and I was having a little break. I played a quick round of Fortnite, and you know, in the lobby in Fortnite, you just have nothing to do for a minute, basically.
You just dance. You got to show off your emote.
You got to show off the emote you've got. You've got to kind of go up, maybe whack them with an axe a few times just to wind people up.
Sure.
I stood on a pillar, and I went, babes, watch this. She went, what? I'm working. I went, watch this. And then I tried to land on someone's head. And I looked at her and she wasn't looking. I went, you weren't looking.
Fucking hell.
And then I watched this episode and felt very called out.
Have you told the audience that you and your wife play Fortnite together and you bought Mr. and Mrs. Incredible skins? So you could play Fortnite together as Mr. and Mrs. Incredible.
We like to team up.
Fucking ridiculous, man.
Hey, we wear a matching set
say
when we
that
play.
like I don't fucking join you sometimes, and then we all put on matching skins.
Exactly, we're always dressing up to our nines.
It's true, we do.
I like the idea that the keepy uppies were probably just filmed during Matt's lunch break as well. Like he was probably just on set doing this.
Probably just having a break. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, he sits down. He's like, "Oh, that was a bit of fun. Oh, surely like hours have passed. Yeah. It's been days with all that going on." And then Rory's just like, "About an hour." Yeah. And you can just see the look of distraught on the Doctor's face, the look of absolute pain and hurt.
It's Yeah, it sends him into a spiral. So off he goes into the TARDIS. He goes, you know what? I can't fucking do this. I cannot do this. I'm entrusting you to look after these things, all right? Just, I'll tune the TARDIS into some news channels and I'll keep an eye on it from afar.
Well, before that, we find out that Brian has just been sat there for 4 days.
Oh my god!
Just says, doesn't time fly when you're alone with your thoughts?
So ironic, considering the Doctor's just struggled to move an hour in his head.
Yeah, but I do. This also lends theory to this also lends credence to my theory of time moving differently inside the TARDIS.
I will agree, but we cannot elaborate, mainly because it will dispel what my weirdo reasonings are.
Okay, great. Well.
But I do like your theory. When you first posited it to me, I thought, that's interesting. I've never thought about it that way before.
Sure, an idiot.
Hey!
Anyway, yeah, so the Doctor needs to take a break. He goes on a quick adventure, and he asks them to come. He's like, hey, come with me. We'll have some fun, or whatever. But Rory says they can't, which leads to a sad little moment here.
Well, he goes, you know, your silly little job. And Rory's like, hang on a minute.
All right, you're putting in a silly there, okay? That's not what he says, all right?
No, but he Rory takes it not personally, like he's not fucking wounded by it, but like he is a little bit like, hey, like it's as important to me as other shit is to you, which I quite liked. I thought it was nice. Rory's often the word of reason to the Doctor that makes him reassess things.
Take Rory's dick out of your mouth, all right?
I won't.
Stop being nasty to the Doctor. He just wants to have some fun with his friends.
Especially when he's not wearing them orange pants, Nathan.
Shut up about his pants.
With the corn.
He just wants to have some fun with his friends.
I respect it. I understand it. But I appreciate my King Rory for sticking up for himself.
Well,
I haven't got long to meet ride Rory, Nathan, all right?
That is true, unfortunately. Hello, gang. Nathan from the future here, or rather the past by the time you're hearing this, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just currently editing the episodes, and I realised we got so caught up in the excitement of the power of 3 and all these cubes that we forgot to do a call to an ad. We forgot to cut to the ads. So I do apologise about that. Obviously, don't want to ruin the flow of the podcast like I'm doing right now, I guess, but whatever. I guess it makes it easier than just going to an ad. Here's an ad. I love you. We're back from the ads. Now back to me and Lawrence in the past or the future. I'm really fucking tired, guys. I'll be honest with you. Anyway, off he goes. It's October now. Amy is going to be a bridesmaid for her friend. Oh, it is October as well, actually. There we go. Bit of fun. Hey. Anyway, Amy's going to be a bridesmaid for her friend, and Rory's going full-time at the hospital. And they like say yes to these. They make plans. The Ponds are enjoying real life getting started.
It was. Do you know what? It's really nice the way they're sat in bed later on, and they're just like, I kind of like this.
I don't like that. They shouldn't like it.
Why can't they stay forever?
Exactly.
No, but I do like it. I think it's a nice scene. This episode allows for these kind of things, right? To slow down and get these kind of quick moments between the two of them, which is lovely.
Brian's log, day 67.
Yeah, Brian's coming in with the great little jokes, isn't he, this season?
Is this a poo joke?
Of course it's a poo joke.
Yeah, it's a poo joke.
The way Rory just goes, you cannot call it that.
He's like, yeah, I can. Why can't I? Brian's log, day 67. Very silly, but a bit of fun. I like him making his little video. He says he records them all day long. No, he records them all night long, and then wakes up, watches it at 2 times speed, and then watches the cube for the rest of the day. He's just taken the Doctor's word just so literally, and just completely I'll keep watching them. I won't do anything else.
2 times speed is still so long to spend watching that video.
That's still 4 hours of just watching a cube. Okay.
Oh, bless him. Bless little Brian, man. What did she say? I love the way he goes, don't mock my log. To Rory.
Outrageous behaviour.
It is.
Anyway, Lawrence, it's December, and how do we know it's December? It's the return of a true Russellism.
Yep.
Slade is back, Lawrence. You thought you heard the last of Slade.
Never.
How wrong you were.
This is the true Russellism. This is the defining one, I think. Like
I cheered. I got up and I cheered. I was like, finally, it's Christmas again.
It hasn't been Christmas every Christmas special since Russell's departure, but thank God.
How else
Christmas.
would we know?
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
the only way to know it's Christmas. Is that if Slade's "I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day," I don't think that's the song, was playing on the radio. Is it that song?
They all kind of merge into one, didn't they?
They do. They all fucking blend into the same one.
Yeah.
Are you hanging up? You're knocking on the... Is that "I Wish It Could Be Christmas"? I can't remember.
Immediately then I'm transported to Mickey working on a car in the local Power Estate garage. Yeah.
And then I'm in a hotel with Donna and Will.
And the maid is pointing at me, scarily so.
Contra esta spider.
But yeah, it's the return of the Russellism, the OG Russellism. There's little details that I like as well. Rory sees a patient twice. He's becoming part of the furniture. Like he's been at his work long enough to see someone come in twice.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fun.
So I'm like, look, they're fitting in.
Yeah, poor kid.
Yeah.
What goes on? Oh yeah, some old bloke gets kidnapped or whatever.
Yes. So an old guy. I thought this was another sign of the times as well. That this old man is waiting for his prescription. Right, so
in a bed, reading a book
in a curtained room.
Make yourself comfortable, why don't you, mate?
Well, but this, fast forward fucking 15 odd years, right? This is just not possible.
I see. All right, I see. Do you reckon, see, in my head, when you said he's waiting for his prescription, I'm thinking he's just turned up. I was going, bed's free. I'll just make myself comfortable.
Oh, really? And pull the curtain over.
Yeah, just taking a patient's bed for the day,
Well, it was only medium shots. We didn't. If you pan to a wide, there's just a fucking person on the floor. No, I'm saying these days, just fucking absolute state of the NHS. That's not possible, is it?
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately,
dear me, a true sign at first flicker, and now this. True sign of the times.
What will there be next? Bloody hell.
So the nurse checking in on the old man, he's got I didn't know how to describe it other than a fucked up vent mouth.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They got weird mouths. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah, gotcha. So the cubes are kind of being integrated
not like weirdo things.
No, I got you.
All right.
They're not that weird. There's not much to them, to be honest.
There's really not much to them more than that, to be honest. Cubes are just part of everyday life now.
Yeah. I like that.
So they're just ingrained. You just see shots of them just in an office. People are using them to put post-it notes on them. They're in restaurants holding menus together, holding menus up. They're just shoved in bins or litter in the streets and stuff. They're just everywhere. Just cubes about, man.
Too many cubes. Don't know what to do with them all.
Too many cubes. Get rid of those cubes. Anyway, it's June. We flash forward 6 whole months. Bloody hell.
My gosh.
It's barbecue season, and Amy is on the phone to the doctor, updating him about the cubes. We find out the UN has classified them as provisionally safe, whatever that means. Banksy and Damien Hirst have both put out statements saying it's fuck all to do with them. Check out, enjoy. That's a bit of fun. But it's also the Pond's wedding anniversary. I like this. This is because it actually was June they got married, so that's a bit nice.
That's a fun little detail, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of fun. I guess this is their 10th anniversary, this would be, wasn't it?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, wild to think about that. So yeah, the 10th wedding anniversary, and she was saying that she was hoping the doctor would show up, and as she does, a mysterious figure approaches her with flowers from behind, and it's the doctor. A bit of fun. He shows up and whisks them away. If you are about to say, when I heard the beginning of that, okay, and I immediately had PTSD flashbacks to last week. Okay.
I don't know if you heard that.
To say a beflowered doctor or something, I'll fucking kill you.
Oh, God, I don't like being predictable, so no, I wasn't going to say that.
Okay. Great. Anyway, yeah, the doctor shows up to take them away in a little gift.
Yes, so we've whisked them away in the TARDIS to the year of our Lord 1890, if you can even believe it, to the recently opened Savoy Hotel.
The Savoy, yes. The Amy and Rory are looking very dressed up and fancy.
Very fancy.
Beautiful. Amy's looking beautiful in her little dress and her hair all done up and stuff.
And I say, Rory's looking dapper too. His pants probably aren't era appropriate.
Enough about his pants, okay?
But what can we do about that?
He looks fine. He doesn't look as good as Amy, but he looks fine.
No, Amy looks incredible, but I do think Rory is suitably... When you think about his wedding tux, he looks a damn sight better than he did in that.
Well, it was 10 years ago. He was a young boy back then. Now he's a man.
No, that's true. Yeah. So he's aged like fine wine, you're saying.
Exactly, yeah. Both are very excited, and the doctor promises that they'll be back before the party is even over and that there will be no complications whatsoever. Hard cut to them sitting on the street, looking very worn out as snow or possibly ash falls around them. The doctor just says, bit of a shock. Zygon ship under the hotel. Half the staff imposters. Still, all fixed now. So good. So funny. It's such a good cut as well.
It's a great cut, and I think it's really funny. Like the fact that we don't get to see it. It plays into the theme of the episode. They always say when the doctor comes around, right? It's suddenly life gets very chaotic and it gets away from them. And I like that we don't get to see it. I like that we don't get any of that. We don't even get like a tip off. We just get a hard cut, and the doctor goes, "Well, that was fucked." Basically, it throws us into the deep end with those characters, and I think it's really clever. And leave Chris Chibnall alone, everyone. All right, he's got some good stuff in him.
Leave Brittany alone. But the fun doesn't stop there. We go off on more adventures. And go see Henry VIII.
It's your time, man. It's your time.
Okay, if I may.
Go for it.
And here I present the resolution to my theory that last week's episode of Town Called Mercy actually takes place during this, at some point during this sequence here, this montage here.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they mentioned Rory leaving his phone charger in Henry VIII's bedroom, or ensuite, I believe they said. And here they are visiting Henry VIII, and Amy got married to him.
Amy got married to him.
Yeah, Amy was wife number 7. She'll be in 6.
So, God, I hate us sometimes. I wrote the same thing, all right? I want to know what Amy's song would be in 6, because all the wives in 6 get a song.
Right?
And I want to know what Amy's would be.
What's the best song in 6?
Oh, that's tough.
I'll tell you what I like, okay? First of all, House of Holbein is just a bop. Okay?
Yeah, that's a banger, but I wouldn't call it the best song.
No, neither would I. I love... I really like Don't Lose Your Head. I think Don't Lose Your Head is a certified club classic.
Yeah.
And the ending song, the We're One of a Kind.
Oh, that's a banger. Yeah.
Category where two.
I like the... what's the one where they talk about all the men? The only thing you want to do
is... tall...
Dark, sexy man. Told me, or look, that's
no. Tall, large, Henry VIII. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, good bit of fun.
That's my favourite one, basically.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now that we've done 6, but whatever Amy's song in 6 would be is, or 7, I guess it would become.
Yeah, it'd be 7 now. Yeah. Which would kind of ruin the whole flow of the musical and stuff.
Yeah, maybe, or just make it a little bit longer, and you'd have to find words that rhymed with 7 more.
We're 7 wives.
And now we're 7.
Divorced. Beheaded.
Stupid.
What?
I'm just doing a little Amy.
Alright, is that what she'd say?
Yeah.
She goes, stupid!
Or deceived, she'd say.
Alright, great.
Divorced, beheaded, deceived.
Deceived. Divorced, beheaded, accidentally married him while time traveling there on my wedding anniversary.
I don't know if it quite packs the same punch, to be fair.
I don't know if it does. Still, it'll be fun, though. Anyway, enough about that. Anyway, that's my theory.
It's a good theory, and I think it probably checks out.
Thank you. It does.
Yeah.
Great.
Amazing. So they get back to the party, and Brian clocks that Amy and Rory have been away since they're wearing completely different clothes. So he pulls the doctor aside, and I do you know what? I really like this because we've just had some jokes. We've had a little Zygon funny cutaway kind of thing, and suddenly it gets very, very real. Brian says, "The other people that travelled with you, what happened to them?"
Well, they've been gone 7 weeks, which I feel like we should establish first.
We should. This is what I'm saying. It gets away from you. And I really like that the episode is just like, every time they touch base with this guy, it does come at the expense of something in their life. They lose time, they lose a lot of stuff.
Still, bit of fun.
Bit of fun, yeah.
Bit of fun. I'll take 7 weeks of fun and then still getting back for the same party. Although, if you think about that though, if you were at a party 7 weeks ago, you were at half a party 7 weeks ago, and then you get taken back to the rest of it, and then like imagine someone coming up to you. So as I was saying earlier, 10 minutes ago, what do you think? And you're like, fuck. You know what? Run it by me again. Just give me the headlines. Just
or
one more time.
Pull the nearest person to your side and go, oh, you should get a load of this. Just recap it, would you?
Oh, tell them about it. Yeah. Blow your mind this way.
This guy tells the best stories. You want to listen in? All right. No. It's on you. You do it.
I was telling you about my mum's death. Like, Jesus.
Oh, no. Oh, shit.
Oh, sorry.
I was telling you about this time I threw a cube at a bus.
This is not the right conversation for my wedding anniversary party, okay? You got to keep it light and breezy. You can't trauma dump on me right now.
Yeah, it's not fair.
What is this hypothetical scenario I've created?
We're letting it get away with us, Nathan. We need to move on with Doctor Who.
It's true. Yes, this is quite a heartbreaking little moment between Brian and the Doctor, where he asks what happened to the people who used to travel with him. And the Doctor kind of like reluctantly, says like, some left me, some got left behind, and some, not many, but some died. And then he just says like, not them, Brian, never them, which...
Conversations right before disaster.
Yeah, top 10 moments right before disaster.
I tell you what, I do think it's growth on like 10 though, because like if someone asked 10 these hard hitting questions, he'd be like, probably just wouldn't answer.
Yeah, that's true. He'd go non-verbal and just sit in the corner again.
Yeah, and crash the Titanic or something out of spite.
And then crash a spaceship into the house or whatever he does.
But it's a solemn scene. The way he goes, not them, is just like, oh my god, this man's never cared about a set of companion more than these two, I think.
And if that wasn't enough, then we have he speaks to Amy after that, and he just heartbreakingly asks if he can stay for a while, and he just looks like a nervous child. Really, he's just like, can I stay for a while? And then he's just like, keep an eye on the cubes, just gotta, which is bullshit. He doesn't really care about that.
He can do that, like he has done for 9 months, like
exactly. And then he just says, I miss you. And then the look on Amy's face, the little smile as she looks away as well. Very cute stuff. Very cute.
My note verbatim reads, oh god, don't do this to me.
They're just getting started with this stuff. All right.
I know.
Do you know what I love? You know what I really love? What? I love the Ponds all watching The Apprentice, bad TV show.
Yeah.
And eating fish fingers and custard together.
I do too. It's really nice.
This is so cute. This is adorable. All right. First of all, perfect callback. All right. Just such a perfect, cute little callback. And you also get a bit of fun out of it. The Doctor saying that he invented the Yorkshire pudding because pudding yet savoury sound familiar as they're eating fish custard. Bit of fun.
It is a bit of fun. I like it a lot. You're absolutely right that The Apprentice is a shit show by a fucking shit bloke.
Yeah, it is.
Terrible man. But yeah, so Brian wakes up and the cube is just finished doing a little wiggle.
Yes, the cube starts to move. Don't worry about it though.
Yeah.
The Doctor's playing tennis on the Wii.
Yes.
Which is, he's having a great time. He says, "Oh, if Fred Perry could see me now, he'd probably want his shorts back."
Yeah,
which leads me to ask, what the fuck happened with the Doctor and Fred Perry? But there we go.
Open to our interpretation, and our interpretation is gay stuff.
Sex. Okay. Yeah. All right. Bit of fun though.
So Amy gets pricked by a cube.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is a normal thing to say considering what happens.
Okay.
Get your mind out of the gutter, right?
It hits the ear wrong when you I don't know. Something about you saying it which it has sinister undertones. I don't know, because you're a seedy man.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I am a seedy man, yet you took that.
You're a seedy
No one
man.
give Nathan any injections. He'll turn around and be like, oh?
Well, don't say...
Are we doing this?
I don't think when you go for an injection, they say you're going to get pricked, all right? Do they?
Not to you. They say you are a prick.
Just a little prick. What's that from? Just a little prick.
Iron Man 2.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Fucking fat dubs on that.
Well done.
Wah, wah.
I could do that, but I won't.
I don't need your one. I did my own horns.
Great, good for you. Anyway, yes, so the cubes are all moving around. Yeah, Amy's pulse is taken. That's probably the better way to phrase it. Rory's is opening and like laughing at him or whatever. And then the doctor starts like flying around. He doesn't even notice at first. He's like, "Other way, dear, I'm playing tennis or whatever."
Yeah.
And then he notices and he's like, he says something like, "This planet, these people are precious to me. Don't hurt them or whatever."
Gets beef on with the cubes. I like it.
And then the cube like opens, like the front of the cube opens up, and what is clearly a gun appears. Okay, what is clearly like the barrel of a gun appears, and the doctor goes, "Ooh, that's fun. What's that?" Come on, man. You've seen enough space guns to know what this is.
I've seen no space guns, and I know what that is.
Exactly.
I do like that it starts shooting at him. He kind of dive bombs over the sofa, tries to kind of scramble his way into the hallway. And he's just very excited about it.
He's so excited. This is the best day of his life.
Yeah, because he can finally stop playing Wii tennis.
No, he loves playing Wii tennis. He's having fun.
No, but you know what I mean. He can stop his investigation. Stuff is happening. He has something else to think about for a change.
Yeah, the little cube is like scanning a TV. That's a trope, isn't it? Whenever there's like an alien force or whatever, they'll scan a TV to learn about the world or whatever. You know,
Apocalypse did it as well.
I was just thinking of Apocalypse. Yeah,
learning.
Whoa.
School Reunion had it. They cracked the code of the universe by ingesting a computer program or something.
That was That wasn't a fucking.
Oh, they weren't.
TV.
No, they weren't auto learning, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, the Dalek does it.
Dalek does it, yeah, but they were doing that fucking Roblox game or whatever, the fucking building blocks of the universe. I mean,
it's a good episode of Doctor Who.
No, it's not.
There's a K9 reference.
There is a K9 reference. Yeah,
loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, good bit of fun. Right, what happens here? So Rory finds out. Well, Rory needs to go to the hospital because he gets a call like, "Oh, people have been attacked by these cubes or whatever." Yeah, and then Brian goes to help out. You're not NHS trained or whatever, but sure, go.
Yeah,
go for
it. Just goes early, just to basically look at an IV bag and go. Oh. Yeah. I will say, just before we move on from this scene, I love the fact that everyone kind of assembles in the hallway, and Amy's like, "I got my pulse taken." There we go. Rory's like, well, it was opening up and flipping all around. The doctor's like, "Mine was shooting at me." And Brian, bless him, who has been the most vigilant person on these cubes, has just gone, "Mine wiggled a bit."
And also, Brian's just like wasted a year of his life as well. Like everything he's just done in the past 9 months has been absolutely useless.
Is Brian married? Do we see Rory's mum at any point?
Never mentioned, I don't think. No.
So maybe he is just like he's got this time on his hands. Or
well, yeah. I you assume Rory's mum's not around for whatever reason. You would assume deceased or whatever. Yeah. So,
Brian would have mentioned her by this point if she was like a character, I guess. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think she'd have something to say about her husband just spending 9 months just looking at a box instead of her.
4 days in a fucking different dimension, technically, and she's like, "Where the fuck is my husband?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you're right. Rory's mate gives him a call, and off Brian and Rory go to the hospital to kind of lend a hand, essentially, because now the cubes are starting to activate. Everyone's getting their panic on. But the Doctor and Amy have been summoned, Nathan. Where to?
Tower of London, where the unit base is, apparently. And they've got like a... You know, Kate's leading them through. They've got like a whole setup with like cubes and fucking like big chambers or whatever. One's causing mood swings. One's just playing. Is it the Funky Chicken?
It is the Funky Chicken.
Yeah.
I got to admit, that got me way too hard. That stupid little gag. Just the way they open the door.
On a loop, it's playing as well.
It's an objectively funny song.
It is, yeah. You can't help but laugh. That and Tequila, I think.
Yeah.
2 songs that will always just be funny. Tequila.
Very fun.
Kate's like, oh, we basically don't know what the fuck is going on. We're pretty much helpless to stop it. And the doctor says, don't despair, Kate. Your dad never did. In a bit of a sweet moment. And then she realizes he knows who she is. Just a nice moment. I like that.
It is a nice moment. I like that. What did he say? He says we won't let him down or something.
Yeah, we'll never let him down. We can't let him down or something, he says.
Which is very nice. And I also, it's a nice bit of addition to Kate's character as well. It's obviously it's the first time we see her in this. We know her obviously a bit better by now. But it's nice to see her roots being like, I didn't want anyone giving me any handouts, essentially.
That's why she's going by Kate Stewart and not Kate Lethbridge Stewart. She wanted to get there on her own and stuff.
And good on her.
Yeah, good for her. She did a good job. And then, bloody hell, you thought we had some sweet and heartbreaking moments earlier.
Oh my God, this scene made me cry.
The Doctor and Amy having a little conversation whilst they're sat out looking over the Thames. Very sweet, very emotional. Basically, the gist of it is they're talking about Amy and Rory thinking about stopping travelling with the Doctor. And like the Doctor's like, well, I know, I've always known it was going to come to this sooner or later. And he talks about how like the universe is amazing, forever expanding and growing and shrinking and exploding and never staying the same for one single second. And he's not running away from it. He's running towards it before it fades and disappears forever. Which is just a beautiful little thing to say. But then he sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here.
Well, I was going to say in there, I think it's so many writers have done the take on why the Doctor runs and doesn't look back and always is keeping on the move.
Yeah.
And my God, now that this take has come across and been presented in an episode, how they didn't get there before fucking season 7 is incredible. Like I think it's so more narratively interesting that this Doctor used to run away from things, but now he runs towards them and is and the episode comes back a bit later on to a kind of a theme of the humanity and optimism and hope and everything. And I just think that it's so lovely that this man has such an extended lifespan, but things around him are so finite and small, and he needs to see every part of it to feel satisfied.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is, oh my God, what a fucking beautiful scene.
It's such a beautiful scene. And then, like, he mentions to Amy, I've known for a while that one day soon, maybe, you'll stop travelling with me. And then Amy asks him, why does he keep coming back for them then? And he says, because you were the first face that this face saw, and you're seared onto my hearts. He's running towards her and Rory before they fade from him, which... Oh, that killed me. That was such a beautiful line. Okay?
It really is.
So beautifully written, all right? Chris Chibnall does deserve praise for his writing.
He really does.
I think he is a genuinely... And some of the episodes we've had from him have been truly incredible, I think.
I agree. There's a lot of stuff from his tenure as showrunner that I need to revisit, and obviously...
Same.
We'll get there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to do it with kind of a bit more of a newfound appreciation for, like, what I think he does very well, which is
the
interpersonal relationships. Yeah, smaller drama. Yeah, small scale, intimate stuff.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And I'll be honest, in his tenure as showrunner, I think those were some of the things I suffered with, and I'm quite excited to get there and revisit it, and hopefully maybe feel differently.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I've only ever watched through that era once, which was as it aired. So I'm also quite foggy on it. So definitely looking forward to revisiting it and seeing what happens. So, yeah.
But when you're writing stuff like this, just the like you said, the line, you're the first face this face saw, you're seared onto my heart.
Yeah, and I think it's also a bit of just beautiful lore for the Doctor as well, just to add that into the mythology. In a moment of, because we've talked about the horrors of regeneration and how traumatic of an experience it can be, and it can confuse and disorientate you. But if there's a face there that you see, a face that can help you, that can have an impact and a lasting legacy on you.
Yeah.
On that version of you, which is just a nice thing. Really.
Do you know how skilled of a writer you need to be to write imprinting in and not make it creepy and disgusting?
Yeah, Twilight couldn't do it.
Twilight could not do it. Oh my God, that man wants the baby.
A man wants... No, I'm not going to say that. But look, he's wrong, okay? Someone arrest that wolf, all right?
Yeah.
Someone arrest that dog.
Last seen wearing jorts in the fucking forest area.
Yeah.
Get him, boys. Was it? And Charlie's the sheriff as well. He needs to crack his shotgun in the right direction. My lord.
You imprinted on my baby.
Horrendous behaviour from the Twilight franchise.
Great movie,
so what's going on next? What's going on now?
I don't know.
Also, can I say a big 3 cheers to us? We're racing through this.
Oh, whoa, we're actually doing better than I thought. Actually,
yeah.
Well, what do you know? Doesn't time fly when you're alone with your thoughts?
It's been 4 days.
the cubes all say number 7 on them, and they're like, "Oh, what does this mean?" And then they say 6, and then they go, "Oh, what does this mean?"
Yeah,
clearly they're counting down.
They are indeed counting down. I do like that this kind of coincides with the power shutting down, and like the cubes are up to something. This countdown is obviously activating something, and it's going to have an effect.
Yeah. They need to warn people to get away from the cubes, like so keep your distance. So like, and we get another news blast, stay away from them. Rory's at the hospital, you know, he's clearing them out and stuff. And Brian is sent to get some supplies. That's where he comes across those 2 weird-mouthed boys from earlier who kidnap him. Yeah, Venhead boys. They kidnap him. Rory chases. He ends up on a spaceship. Whatever. We'll talk about it later.
Look, I'll be honest. If both of us start to fall off in enthusiasm around this point, you'll have to bear with us, okay?
No, well, we'll get into the reasons for it, Lawrence. Right?
We will.
There's tea to be spilled, okay?
I'm excited for the tea.
Anyway, the Doctor decides to go into a chamber of sort with the cube, just to see what happens once it hits 0.
Yeah, so the cubes count down to 0, and then they kind of anticlimactically just open up in front of him. And then
Nothing
he goes,
happens, really.
Yeah, and the look of frustration on the Doctor's face where he's like, oh, fuck's sake!
Yeah. He can't handle just nothing happening, you know? He can't handle just a boring, like, anticlimax.
It's the best weapon of defense against the Doctor, is to just give him no clues.
Yeah. So he gets cross, he walks out, he goes to the guy at the computer, and he goes, "Oi, glasses, what's going on?" Basically. He calls him. And we see some like news footage and CCTV footage around the world, and people start to fall to the ground, basically. And then the Doctor is seemingly affected by whatever this is too.
I think that this guy's had an absolute day of his life, right? Because he's a little nerd with glasses. And this is the only time in his life he can ever diagnose multiple cardiac arrests in one patient.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
It's not multiple cardiac arrests.
No, but he's like, both of his hearts are failing, but the left one goes quicker, basically, right?
No, I think it's just one heart stops, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So he's always going to run on. He can run on.
Yeah,
one.
I think he's just running on one heart. Yeah, because what the cubes have done, they've just basically stopped a heart for everyone, and everyone has one heart. So, but for the Doctor, they've just stopped.
But they didn't. Maybe so. This is their Achilles heel. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm reaching to try and make it be a bit better. Yeah. But not to be dismissed that the fucking they reckon up to 1/3 of the population has just been fucking decimated. As
yeah, but don't worry about it. It'll be fine later.
I know it will be, but let's talk about it for the time being. Big stakes.
But wait, I want to talk about the Doctor working on one heart because that's a bit of fun.
I absolutely do. Let's do it.
It's a bit of grumpy fun. I like the way he goes, how do you people cope with one heart? It is pitiful. He says to Amy, and then she just like rolls her eyes at him as well.
She's like, fucking this guy, man.
Yeah. It's obviously going to be like very stressful for the Doctor, and I can't imagine like if you're used to 2 hearts, operating on one would be a fucking pain in the stress.
Yeah.
But the way he's just like smacking that guy next to him on the chest as he like tries to get through it and stuff. It's funny. It's good stuff.
It is fun. You get Matt Smith flailing, which is always like the perfect thing. I think this episode might give Tennant a run for his money in the salt. I need salt scene. You know,
I don't know. That's a good scene.
It's a good scene, but the way, like, especially later on when he's kind of just running around with his shirt unbuttoned and he's flailing everywhere.
Well, that's later. We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
All right. We'll probably get to it in about 30 seconds. But
yeah, probably. Anyway, so you wanted to talk about 1/3 of all people dying, did you?
Yeah, I just think it's fucking crazy stakes. right? Like
it's a lot more than 1/10 of the population.
Yeah,
you, the monster.
Exactly. Yeah, the master. Fucking pitiful. You want to talk about pitiful? Yeah. It's fucking massive. It's absolutely massive, and I quite enjoy the fact that the Doctor is basically fucked. He's got one heart.
Yeah.
Right? He's got absolutely no idea how he's going to get through this. He has no idea what the cubes are doing or what they want. And Kate's just walking around next to him being like, people just keep dying. Like, what the fuck?
To be fair, the episode doesn't have much idea what the cubes are doing or want, really.
No.
But we'll get to that. So they find out there's like a portal or a wormhole at the very hospital that Rory works. What a coincidence. So they go there to like see what's going on. And then the Doctor like notices the little girl familiar, the little girl who's actually a robot or whatever.
The way he walks over with the sun, it just scans right in her face as well. Like, you're giving off weird fucking readings.
Yeah, it's good. But then he collapses. It's too much for him. He can't focus on one heart, so Amy just fucking pulls out a defibrillator and uses that on him. That's
also another little convenient. I know it's a hospital, but
it's a hospital.
No, but it's not like one of the ones that's attached to the wall that you've got to like call someone to be trained on how to use. It's just sat in a bed and she's like sick.
I can buy in a moment of panic and emergency where 1/3 of the population are dying, where population are dying of cardiac arrest. There would be a defibrillator just on a bed in the corner. Okay,
all right, fine. So,
I can buy that.
I'll take the ding. I'll take the Cinema Sins ding.
Good. Well, I'll go find it.
You should label these buttons.
I do. They are labelled, but they're labelled on a screen, which is quite far away from me, and my eyes are getting worse as I get older. Okay, so
do you need to go? You need to make like Amy and Rory and book in an optician's appointment at Optician Lynn's.
What? The fuck is that?
When the episode opens, there's a voicemail when they're checking out all the mouldy milk and stuff that they've got, and she's like, "Hi, it's Lynn's Opticians."
What a callback that was! Fucking hell.
They don't call me the Doctor Who callbacker for nothing.
Is that what they call you?
They do. Yeah.
Okay.
When you're not around, they do. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, good for you. Anyway, so yeah, Amy starts the Doctor's heart again. Good bit of fun when he's just like when his heart's back and he's dancing around with his shirt open and stuff.
And he goes, "Welcome back, Lefty."
Welcome back, Lefty. Yeah, good bit of fun.
Do his hearts change?
What do you mean?
Do internal organs change when they regenerate?
When they regenerate?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I mean, it would have to because of later on things that we see. I get that.
It would have to because of like the physical anatomy and stuff, and they'd be in different places depending on not like different places, but like a bigger person would be bigger and whatever.
Yeah, I get you. I'm just thinking, because like it might just be the same hearts that shift around. I don't know. I don't think it matters all that much.
I think you'll look. Just calm down, all right? What are you doing?
They don't call me the Doctor Who. They call back. What do they call me?
You're right. They don't call you that. Okay.
Not when you're around.
No, they don't ever call you that. Anyway, they go into a wormhole or whatever.
I like it. He takes Amy, looks at it. They look at each other, and just the way Matt Smith points at it, and Carrie Eden looks at him, and she does a big grin. I
love the smile. I love the. What does it say? It's once more through the looking glass.
Yeah,
Amelia, which is just like one last touch of that fairy tale magic, really. One last blast of it, which is bittersweet. Really.
When the 11th Doctor switches from Amy to Amelia, it normally means I'll be crying in 5 seconds.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're on a ship in space. They get Brian out of there, basically. And the Doctor speaks with a hologram who he recognizes as the Shakri, who he initially thought they were a myth to keep the young of Gallifrey in their place. Blah, 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 blah. This is all bullshit. This is all just bullshit. Basically, they want to kill the humans because the humans are a plague or whatever, and they're going to do that with cubes. Who cares? And then the day is saved by the Doctor sonicking a screen, and then that's it.
Yeah, what a fucking letdown.
What a shit letdown. All right, here we go.
What's the tea?
All right, so this was not how the episode was originally intended, okay? So basically, it turns out there isn't much of this to go on, but the actor who played the villain, this Shakri bloke, I don't know his name.
Darth Sidious.
But sure. No, like the actor's name.
Yeah.
He was reportedly incredibly difficult to work with, okay? Oh. So difficult to work with that they couldn't even... this is basically all that was salvageable of his footage that they filmed, okay? He wasn't even a hologram in the original script, okay?
Oh, shit.
They made him a hologram in post-production, basically, because they only had, like, literally just the few snippets we see. That's all that was salvageable, because he was just such a dickhead on set and so difficult to work with. He just basically completely fucked up the ending for them, which is also why, this is also what I found out. Remember when we watched Pond Life and we was like, Amy's wearing a wig. Why is that? Okay. Mm-hmm. That is because once filming was over, Karen Gillan got bangs cut into her hair, okay? And then they needed to do a few reshoots on this, but also on Pond Life, which was shot at the same time as this, okay?
Oh.
And this is actually the reason why. So there are a few scenes in this episode where Amy's wearing a wig again, which...
It definitely feels like there's a lot of it feels like there's a lot of sweeping under the rug. Like looking at it, the way there's kind of these little insert shots of the 11th Doctor being like, well, of course he was never here. He was a hologram. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it's all very quick. And here's the real fucking kicker. Okay, if there's remember the plot line for about those two vented boys stealing hospital patients?
Yeah.
Goes nowhere, okay?
Yeah.
Literally no resolution to that, okay?
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
What were they stealing them for? Gets worse, all right? Don't worry about it. It gets worse. But what were they stealing them for? Doesn't matter. Anyway, all those patients still on the spaceship when it blows up.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you can even see them in the background when the Doctor's sonicking the thing. He's like, "Oh, I'll turn the cubes back on this way." You can see the patients. They're out of focus, but you can see them in the background because the script was so fucked up because of whatever this guy did. They couldn't even find a resolution to that, so they're just like, "Oh, hope you don't notice," and then they run out. They're all dead. So yeah.
Oh my god! I never considered that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Who is this fucking guy? Why has he got such an ego on him?
I would love to know, like, what was fucking going on, what this guy did. But
he's a bit part in a 5-minute episode of Doctor Who, and he's like, no disrespect to like jobbing actors and stuff, but he's a faceless guy. Who the fuck is he?
Yeah, some prick. I don't know.
Just got no right to just fuck shit up on set. Like, I guarantee you, like, there's the star power that Doctor Who can pull in, like. Why could they not have just fucking, like, if he was difficult, I presume he was probably difficult, like, early doors, could they not have just fucking sacked him off and cast someone else, like, quick?
I don't know. Apparently not, according to them.
I guess there's probably, like, contracts that are pretty ironclad that it's just not worth getting fucking sued over, especially if the guy's a prick.
I don't think it'd be anything like that. I think it was more just a time thing than anything else, really. Because this was also the last episode they filmed. Of the block, yeah. Angels Take Manhattan was from before this, and that'll show with another note I have there. But this was the last episode they filmed.
Oh man, what a fucking shame! Because this has serious potential. This episode, like, it's just so blatant. Oh, I feel quite bad about kind of being a bit dismissive of it in general.
You should. That's why I called you an idiot.
I didn't know.
See, it's not Chris Chibnall's fault. It's this guy.
Yeah,
this prick.
Oh man, fuck that guy. What an asshole.
What an asshole. I'd love to just again to like. See what was on set, you know, to be a fly on the wall during all that stuff, to see what was happening.
Let's hide this episode from the feed and try and get this guy to guest on the show, and then just when he's there, just be like, "Why are you such a prick?
What'd you do? Yeah, tell us what you did.
What'd you fucking do? We'll poke him. We'll throw a cube at him while he's on a bus.
We'll throw. You're obsessed with his bus thing.
I really liked it. It's one of my favourite little bits you've done today.
Okay, great. Anyway, yeah, they clearly salvaged what they could, but it does. I largely don't care because I think the rest of the episode is really good.
Yes,
and I think there's enough like the domestic stuff, the like Amy and the Doctor stuff, all this. There's some really just beautiful moments which make me forgive this. I can sweep this under the rug and ignore it for the most part. Anyway, yeah, bit of a shame, but hey. Show business,
massive
baby.
Shame. I think it is just a shame that it's like, if this was an episode that was the plot, the main plot and the characters were so disconnected from like what was actually going on. Like I know I joke about School Reunion a lot, but like the Krillitanes have absolutely zero relation to Sarah Jane and Rose having their bickering and all of this. Like,
Yeah.
the drama is separate from the antagonist plot. But I feel like it's unfortunate that the Cubes and the Doctor having to stay around, be in a domestic situation, like, that's so rooted in the mystery of the Cubes, and the mystery reveal itself is just so, like, just a wet fart, isn't it? It's just
it's just such a nothing reveal, and then just a nothing resolution. Really, it's just a quick, Sonic, bzz, 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 problem solved. That's
I never even consider that, like, the two, like, fucking, like, slab-like people, the vent head boys.
Yeah.
Right, like, I didn't even think about the fact that they went nowhere. Like, that's ridiculous.
Just all those people in bed's just still there as the ship blows up. Yeah.
It's crazy because that was like Rory's motivation for going in there, because Brian was being taken. This is wild.
Yeah, they got Brian out. That's fine. They got Brian out. That's the only one you need to worry about.
Fuck the rest of them.
Fuck the rest of them, I guess.
Brian goes, what happened with those people that were travelling with you? Oh, they weren't travelling with me, but they all did blow up.
They all blew up on a ship. Yeah.
I'll never let that happen to Rory and Amy, though, I promise.
Anyway, so So the Doctor gets a little kiss from Kate Stewart as he says goodbye to her. He gives her a salute, which is very heartwarming.
Growth.
I like that a lot. Yeah, growth from the man himself.
And towards a unit more deserving of a salute, I will say.
Yes, 100%. And I like he goes to shake her hand, but then he takes his hand away and gives her a little one of those. No one can see what I'm doing, but the little, what do you call this? A little hand on the nose wave sort of thing.
I would call it a na-na-na-na-na
situation.
Na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, that's what you do, isn't it?
That's what it is. It's a na-na-na-na-na.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, spelled N-U-R multiple times.
Okay.
I'm getting the terminology.
All right, great. That's fine. And then we just get a nice little ending scene with Amy, Rory, the Doctor, and Brian all sharing a meal. They're having some noodles or whatever. And then Brian lets them know that it's him they can't give up, not the other way around, actually.
Oh my God, Brian. Don't open your mouth, Brian. Take it back, Brian.
Yeah.
Don't let him go, Brian.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. The Doctor does offer Brian to come with them, but he politely declines, saying someone's got to water the plants. Maybe we'll come back to that. And yeah, well, don't worry about it.
Oh no,
don't worry about it. It's a surprise. The episode ends. There's just a nice little moment where I think it's a narration from Amy again saying that Shakri never knew what the power of the cubes, what the cubes actually meant. The power of 3, which is, there's a nice little shot of Amy, the Doctor, and Rory standing outside the TARDIS before they depart. That was the last scene they filmed together. Karen, Arthur, and the Doctor, and Smith. That was the last scene they shot together. That one.
Why are you gonna make me cry?
Yeah,
man? Like
they all got into the TARDIS and just hugged each other afterwards as well.
Oh man, no! Brian, why did you say it, Brian?
Yeah, very, very sad, very beautiful stuff.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, there we go.
We're not even there yet, and I'll be honest, I'm fucking gutted. Like,
one more episode to go, baby.
Oh dear Lord, I'm really not ready.
That is Docky Who. Anyway,
Weirdo of the Week. Weirdo.
This is everyone's favourite segment of the show, where we get to take a chance to look back and reflect on some of the weird and wonderful and grubby little characters who come across our screens each and every week. Lawrence, pray tell, I'm looking forward to this. Who is your weirdo for this week?
It is Brian.
Brian. Top marks for not trying. Bit of Arctic Monkeys flair for you there.
Oh, nice, very good. Yes, Brian, because he presumably sat in the TARDIS and pissed and shit himself and didn't eat or drink for 4 days.
He could have gone to the bathroom. Okay?
He doesn't know where it is. No one's shown him.
I can find it. He can explore.
We've seen this.
And also, you don't know that no one showed him. He had a little picnic.
The Doctor forgot he was there.
No, he had a little picnic and he had his lunch on the TARDIS watching the Earth, maybe you needed to visit the lavatory afterwards.
I take your point. I just think for as vigilantly as he spent the rest of the episode watching these cubes, I don't think he took his eyes off it. I think he had, at the best case scenario, a bucket under the console.
So you think he shat himself rather than just going to the toilet?
Yeah. And we're removing the fact that he probably could have taken the cubes with him to the toilet. I'm not counting that.
Yeah, he could have done that, yeah.
No, Brian shat himself and pissed his pants for 4 days.
I don't like that, if I'm being honest with you. I don't like that at all.
The more I commit to it, the more I realise it doesn't quite work. So we're going to move on, Nathan. Who is your weirdo?
All right, mine is Alan Sugar himself.
Yeah, fair enough.
Horrible bloke, first of all. Horrible bloke. Host of The Apprentice UK edition. And in said episode of The Apprentice, the task he gave people was to go out and sell as many cubes as possible. Sell these cubes.
Yeah.
You mean those things that if you look anywhere around you, there's just 500 of them within reach, all right? So you're trying to get me to give you 50 quid for this little black box when I could just go and pick one out of that fucking bin and take it home for nothing. Fucking capitalist prick, all right?
That's Alan Sugar,
fucking
though, isn't
typical Alan Sugar, isn't it? Fucking billionaire cunt.
That man he is such a wanker. Like, I let it not be misconstrued, right? The man is a right-wing fucking Republican cock-sucking arse fuck. Like, he is such a prick, it's unbelievable. Like,
well, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. Yeah,
yeah. That's all you need to know about him. He's a billionaire prick, isn't he?
He's a tremendous dick, and I don't like him. And I hope that he loses all of his money, and someone that he fired on The Apprentice kills him with a rope.
That guy, it wasn't that guy on The Apprentice. That guy who was like, I don't get nervous. Well, I'm starting to get a little bit shaky, you know what I mean? Oh. You know that guy? Wasn't he on The Apprentice?
Where do I know that from?
That's like a meme, isn't it?
I don't know who that guy is. I think I just know the meme.
It's like a meme. Let me play it now.
I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky, you know what I mean? I'm a little bit weak.
That was from MasterChef, so I don't know. I might be wrong on that. So. And also, that won't play on the thing, so I need to remind myself to get that off YouTube. Okay. So there we
go. No, very good weirdos. Good stuff. Yeah, I never considered that. Alan Sugar is a wanker. What a knob.
What a fuckhead. But, you know, what else is new? We knew that.
That's very true. Nathan, get ready for this. I'll revamp this. Yeah, I know. Well, there's been certain developments this week. We're going to have to get into a bit of housekeeping. All right.
Oh.
Not for long. Nathan, it is the time for the audience to have their say. If you are new to the show, you can write into the emails, the Twitter, and the Discord and let us know your thoughts on the episode. And we get to pick some out and read some to you all right now. Also, like I said with the housekeeping, yes, we put the polls out on Discord. Yes, we put the polls out on Twitter. Our biased data sets have revealed that there is, I think... You did say that the scrapping Twitter won, but only by 4%.
It was 54% for scrapping. Once we put the results of both polls together, by the way, Discord voted to scrap Twitter, and Twitter voted to keep Twitter. So bit of a
who fucking what a shock.
Yes, but once we put the results of both polls together with the amount of votes and the percentages and everything, it worked out at 54% in favor of scrapping Twitter. But we're like, that's not enough of a majority to justify it though, because 4% to then deny 46% that it doesn't make sense at all.
No, I was looking for like 75 and upwards.
So, and what harm is it doing, really? So
it's not. But yeah, so moving forward, we're going to be taking shorter messages from Discord and Twitter, and obviously Nathan will still be doing the emails. And I'm again a bit loosey goosey with it. All right, I'm just going to read out as many as I like, as long as I can keep them kind of quick and concise.
Well, you better keep it Sure, whatever.
We got time to spare this week. Let's talk about Iggy Azalea some more.
Let's not. We've done very well this week.
We've done. I think that's mainly because the final third act of the episode we went, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, well, so did the episode as well.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll tell you what. Here's with a Discord this week. Let's go 1-to-1. Let's go back and forth.
All right, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to wait for me to pull this up now.
All right, cool. Blood wasn't prepared.
Oh, no, maybe not. Right, the first Discord message comes in from Dr. Strangelove. The Doctor's speech about seeing things before they fade away always hits even harder when you remember this is his last life/regeneration, and he's truly he's truly trying to see and experience as much as he can before his inevitable death.
Wow. That's actually true. Yeah, that's actually true. I don't think that was necessarily known at this point, though, but something that retroactively becomes quite poignant. Yeah,
hit me like a brick when because I was like, oh shit, yeah. This is why he takes more stock in the time and the people around him and spending that time with them. Yeah, lovely thought. I really enjoyed reading that one.
Yeah, definitely, very interesting.
All right, hit me with an email. We are going to run out, by the way, unless you read 7 emails.
Well, I won't, so... And that's not true. That's not true. I think I technically need to read 5 emails for that to work, because one before and then one after.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Maths.
You're bad at maths. Yeah. Not your strong suit, as we've established.
No.
This is from Christina, who says, "Hey, LNN." The subject line was going to write this on the Discord, but it got too long.
Oh, so okay.
I've been waiting for this episode, and I'm happy to say that it did not disappoint. I don't want to get ahead of myself or the podcast, but this is probably my favourite Chris Chibnall episode, and also my favourite of Series 7A. I know there are some valid complaints about the rush climax, but from what I've heard, they did their best with the crap situation. I honestly didn't mind it at the time, since I thought the Shakri would return in a later story. Lol, still waiting on that one, Chibnall. The episode is one of the ultimate feel-good episodes, and I frequently watch clips from it to cheer myself up. The Doctor is an incredible ADHD icon, and as always, the glimpse we see of Amy and Rory's normal lives are yet another reason why they have one of my favourite companion dynamics in the whole show. Rewatching this episode today was a fun treat in what has otherwise been a somewhat stressful week, as I'm currently moving house. Do not envy you right now. Currently waiting on a bunch of confusing paperwork and financial stuff to be finished with, so that I can get around to the part I actually know how to do: move heavy stuff around and clean out a bunch of rubbish. That's the worst part of moving.
Yeah, I would be like counting down the days until I get that paperwork. Like, what?
Yeah, revel in that paperwork.
Yeah,
revel in
documents
that.
And not heavy lifting and manual labour.
Exactly. I'll finish this off by saying the Apprentice cameo was a bit odd, but still kind of fun, mainly because the contestant who gets fired is named Craig. I choose to believe this was also known as Smithy, and the Doctor was watching him get kicked off the show by Alan Sugar. I don't know why, it just made me laugh. Geronimo, Christina, Tina Tomlin, she, her. There we go. Thank you very much, Christina.
Very nice. Sorry you had a stressful week.
Yes.
My heart bleeds for anyone moving house.
You shut up. You've moved. Get over it.
Yeah, right? I know, but now I'm settled and I'm extending my empathy, Nathan. All right.
Great. Carry on.
This comes in from Pierce, the beloved Pierce, the Discord sheriff himself, or the Discord marshal, I should say.
Marshal, yeah.
Just rewatched this for the first time since it aired, and what the double deep fried fuck was that resolution? Alien bloke was just explaining his master plan, then vanished, and then the Doctor sonic screw drove a few billion people back to life, ? What absolute bollocks. Jesus Christ, this episode had so much potential.
Well, we did, we went into that.
We did.
Pierce is not wrong, and that was my opinion for the longest time too. I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that ending,
Yeah.
But having the context does make you be a bit more forgiving on it.
It definitely made me forgive some aspects of it. I also think the best takeaway from that write-in was probably Sonic Screw Drove.
Bit of fun.
We're gonna use that going forward.
I liked what the deep fried fuck.
That was a good one, yeah.
That was good. That was good stuff. There we go. This one is from Ari Masters.
Yo.
Hello, Nathan and Lawrence. I hope you're having a good evening. I've been listening to the podcast for a while, but this is my first time writing in.
For fuck's sake.
That's not true. Couldn't hold my silence any longer, though, because this episode is good. That's all. Good was all in capitals.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Quotation marks. Oh, man, this episode would be great if the villain were a little bit... Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. The quote was like cut off.
Okay, right.
You know, like if the quote was bet, cut off. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I thought you had like a schizophrenic attack.
No. This episode is about cubes that you can stack and collect and share with your friends. I'm emphasizing the bits that are capitalized.
Nice.
And they're only a little bit evil. What more could you possibly ask for? If I lived in this universe, I would build a little house out of the cubes and give each one a name and give them a little kiss before bed every night. I would be so nice to them, they wouldn't even electrocute me. But even if they did, I would understand and forgive them. Also, a return of Doctor Who being an educational program, quotation marks, we realised something the Shakri could never understand, what cubed actually means, the power of 3. Fucking thank you, Doctor Who, for coming through for me in 7th grade math. Anyway, cool podcast, I guess. Ari.
Up there with one of the more unhinged emails we've received.
Very unhinged, very good. I liked it.
I did too. This next one comes in from Jess, and they say, the power of Brian, Kate, and ADHD. Oh, wait, sorry, it's the power of 3. Got carried away there. Gallifreyans have some weird tales for the kids, ... Great work, Chibnall. I don't know whether to read that with, like, a little bit of, like, you know, like, some malice.
Sass.
Like, great work, Chibnall.
A little bit of sass.
Yeah. And then there's been an edit attached to the message. With a little brackets underneath saying, you know what, just watched it again and an edit is required. Look at Rory's hair. That man has some great hair. Some really great hair. Wow, he looks good.
Does.
I cannot disagree.
He does look good. I agree.
Yeah. Great work, Chibnall. I'm still detecting some sass there. I think this is good work for what Chibnall could have controlled.
Looking at the message now, looking at the way it's phrased on Discord, I don't think there's any kind of malice there. Okay.
All right.
If it had like maybe an ellipsis after it or quotation marks or something, then I would suggest it. But it's just great work, Chibnall. So yeah, I don't think it is.
Okay. All right. Well, like a rolling eyes emoji, like a oh.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. I think it's sincere.
Okay. Well, in that case, I agree.
Okay. Great. Good for you. Okay. It's me, isn't it?
It is.
This last email comes from Daniel Dakin, who says, power of 3 thoughts. Now then, lads. Brackets, really sorry if this is too late. Hope it just gets in. It did.
Nice work.
So there you go. I'm so close to being fully up to date on your podcast. Haven't only listened for the first time on July 9th. Very specific.
Wow.
I'm now midway through Asylum of the Daleks, and I'm expected to be on track by the time Power of 3 comes out. I hope that you take the speed with which I've moved through the episodes as a measure of how enjoyable and infectious your podcasts are.
Aww.
I absolutely love listening to both of you. I listened to 5 in a single day last Saturday as I completed my 2 long journeys to and from Wolverhampton as I watched Liverpool record a 2-1 win. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
2-1 sounds like they won, so well done, Liverpool.
Well done. Yeah, but is that good, though? Do we like Liverpool winning? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, in that case...
For now, I'll say up the boys.
Up whichever boys.
Up whichever boys you particularly enjoy.
Football!
Football! Look at it, it's going to move!
It's going to move!
I haven't listened to any of my Football or Soaps podcasts in months because I've been so determined to work my way through yours.
Yeah, we're getting you on side. Up the nerds, down with the football.
So for the joy, entertainment, and comedy you've brought me in the recent months, I say a hearty thank you. Oh, well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you.
That's so nice.
On to Power of 3 then, which is an episode that I have so much warmth and love for. The ending isn't great, I'll get to that, but there's so much good stuff that precedes it. The Doctor struggling with living in normality, experience immediate boredom, a good commentary on how everyday life can be at times And that's a good commentary on how everyday life can be at times. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's not just living in normality that he doesn't have a grasp on, it's also the concept of it. He doesn't really seem to fully get that Amy and Rory have lives that exist away from him. And I think these are the first companions that do, to be honest. Rose, Martha, and Donna all lived from adventure to adventure, whereas Stephen Moffat clearly likes to have his companions live their lives in between their Doctor's trials and tribulations. Clara and Bill are definitely like this too. The Doctor also is highly oblivious to what Amy and Rory might do when they're not with him. Mainly kissing, I suppose, is a quote. Is a fun comedy line, but also a reflection of how the Doctor just doesn't get what everyday life looks like. I really like the mystery of the cubes. It reminds me a bit of Army of Ghosts, where an unknown, assumed benevolent entity invades Earth and makes itself part of everyday life. I like that there's questions of whether it's a marketing campaign and that we see contestants trying to sell them on The Apprentice. Love seeing real-life television shows on Doctor Who like EastEnders and Paul O'Grady in the past. Chris Chibnall writes two absolutely beautiful scenes in this episode. The most obvious is the one of the Doctor and Amy's conversations as they sit down and discuss Amy's future on the TARDIS. The fact that he's worked out that Amy and Rory are thinking about leaving shows how much he knows these companions. And Karen Gillan and Matt Smith are superb in this scene, which is so emotional and is shot and directed so well. The other scene I love is Brian asking the Doctor what happened to his previous companions. The Doctor assuring Brian that Amy and Rory would never die with him is pretty bruising, considering what's coming up next week. Yes. My question to you is this. Is this possibly Chibnall's best work for Doctor Who? For someone who ends up being showrunner, it may be weird to say it's not an episode under his tenure, but some, brackets not me, would say Moffat's finest hour was Silence in the Library. I wouldn't say that.
No, I wouldn't say that either.
Of course, the resolution and ending is ridiculously rushed, but I've read numerous sources say that the actor playing the villain is the reason for that. Apparently it became impossible to work with on set. Am I right in thinking this was the last episode Karen and Arthur filmed for Doctor Who? You are. Such a warm, friendly, interesting episode that perhaps feels more like an RTD one with its real-world setting and involvement of family and friends, but a banger even so, and probably my favourite of Series 7. Absolutely final point. Next week, I'm going to send in a picture of my Doctor Who figures collection for you both to scrutinise. Sorry for such a long email. Didn't intend for it to be this long. Daniel, sent from my iPhone. There we go. Thank you, Daniel. Is this Chibnall's best episode?
Oh God, I don't know. See, I'm gonna discount his work as showrunner because I haven't. Yeah. I can't.
I think we can only go on what we have so far. Really.
And what is that so far?
I'm gonna find out now.
Nice. Okay. So we got a bit of time.
42. 42 is a banger. I love 42. Okay.
I think that's the weakest of the options I've heard so far.
Well, it's the only option you've heard so far. Hungry Earth / Cold Blood, 2-part introduces to the sexy Silurian lady.
Good. I like it.
I liked it. Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, banger. And The Power of 3.
Yeah,
so
I'd probably
not
say
not much so far, to be fair.
I would probably say this is his best turn in terms of like what it does for the Doctor and the. Oh, but then I do like that Silurian 2-parter quite a lot.
Yeah,
but
I would say this is the best one so far.
Yeah, I think this is the most self-contained and the most like interesting in terms of the Doctor.
Yeah, even with the downfalls of the ending and stuff, I'd say it's again. There's so much that's really enjoyable and heartwarming in the rest of it that the end doesn't necessarily spoil that for me.
Also, like I want to point out as well, it's worth saying that like if Chibnall's ever getting like fucking kind of put on blast for this episode, like he weren't the showrunner in this day, right? He didn't direct the episode, he just wrote it. Like he turned it in and it's completely out of his hands, and what he wrote in terms of a resolution was probably way more interesting than unfortunately what they couldn't show us.
I would imagine so. Yeah
So yeah,
well,
I would say this. Yeah
there we go. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you writing in. Hope you've been enjoying the show, and well done on being caught up. That's good news.
We're going to hold you to those figures. I want to see that collection.
We will. I'm excited to see that collection. Will it rival Lawrence's Lorimer's collection himself?
It's impossible to know. This one, I've got a few now. I'm going to blast through them, all right?
Quick blasts.
This one comes in from Jess. Sorry, my phone decided to do something weird. Okay, this one comes in from
reason
Jess.
for that suspiciously long pause?
It was, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right, though. This one comes in from Jess. Piers said to tell you how handsome you are.
All right.
Piers said to tell you how handsome you are, Nathan, Lawrence. Well, my family told me not to lie, despite what the doctor says. So I'm gonna have to be honest You two are a pair of utter idiots, and that's why we all love you. But handsome, who knows? Hard to judge from your voices. So sadly, I must disappoint Piers and the two of you, and cannot confirm any allegations of handsomeness.
We're handsome.
I think we're an acquired taste, the pair of us.
Brutal.
Well, burn on me as much as you.
Burn on both of us, I guess. Here we are. There we go.
Look, I think we both have our strengths, but we're not. I don't think either of us are a classic. No one's coming at us and casting us in lead hunk roles.
That's all right for you to say. You're married, all right? You've done, all right? You've fought that battle and won, all right? I'm still out here. I'm in the trenches, brother, all right?
Sorry, all right, then I'll confirm.
Do you know how much I fucking hate Hinge, all right? You don't have to deal with this shit. Fucking hell.
Oh, God. Thank you. I appreciate the commitment to the honesty. That's fine. There's pictures of us are out there. We've.
Yeah, you can find us.
Yeah, we're out there. It's fine.
We're not that handsome. We're pretty ugly, to be honest.
Yeah, so get back to us and tell us if we're handsome, and if we're not, just please don't write in again.
Please be nice to us.
If we never hear from you again, we'll assume we're hideous. Nat, otherwise known as Pearl Goblin, don't even try it this week. I will always appreciate an episode that delivers on incredible character beats. The actual plot of the slow invasion is just window dressing for a huge heaping pile of foreshadowing, heartbreak, and mislaid hope. Plus, Amy and Rory are a feast for my pansexual eyes, and they are absolutely serving, and I'm here for it. I think that sums up
true.
Where I'm at with the episode.
Including the pansexual feast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's a revelation about Lawrence today.
Listen, guys, all right? The more you know.
You're welcome.
No, I think it is window dressing. Like, the less interesting stuff, you can really put it on the back burner. This episode is doing a lot of character stuff in a very compelling way, and I think
definitely.
It earns a lot of goodwill from that, I think.
That's what the episode deserves to be remembered for, and
Yes.
I think is what it mostly is remembered for, rather than the shit ending. So yeah.
And just 2 tweets remaining. So
Ooh, 2 tweets. Speaking of tweets, Lawrence, of course, congratulations on your recent verification.
Oh, fuck.
On Twitter.
Fuck's sake.
Recently, Lawrence has been made verified on Twitter. How did you get that verification badge again, Lawrence?
Oh, I'm just a public figure, man. Just comes with the job.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't give Elon any money to
contributions
to
incredible podcasting.
You didn't buy Twitter Blue or Twitter fucking Red or whatever the fuck it's called.
Look, I'm not proud of it. All right, I spent about £3, right?
Yeah,
and I did so in the hopes of Elon's made it very hard for freelancers to connect with creators because you're not allowed to message request anyone anymore. All right.
And to be fair, did kind of immediately pay off for you.
It did.
In terms
we won't go into it because nothing's been inked.
But it's allowed you to make some further connections and stuff.
It has.
But still, I will still bully you for being a subscriber to Twitter Blue or whatever the fuck
That's fair.
it's called.
Unfortunately, it's a stain on my legacy.
Can you
never
use
remove.
Grok now? You can use Grok now.
Oh, God.
Are you out here using
grokking.
Grok? Who else is out here grokking, guys?
I immediately, as soon as I activated it, you have no idea, right? I said this to Nathan on a phone call, right? Because you have to wait. It goes, oh, we'll review this account and make sure that it's not an obvious fucking spam bot or whatever, which obviously doesn't work because there are plenty of verified spam bots. But they go, we'll check out your account. You'll get your tick within a couple of days. So already I'm waiting. I'm going, as soon as that tick comes up, I got to hide it. I know you can hide it. I'm going to hide it as soon as it appears. And they're like, if it's timed well, Nathan won't see it. No one's the wiser. No one knows. All right. But guess what the fucking asshole did? He removed the feature to hide it.
I don't think it was ever implemented.
No, it was. I saw people that did it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I saw it was in the very early stages, and that's why it was in my head that you could do it.
I don't think it was ever implemented.
No, I remember he rolled it back because so many
you
people...
You have a bad memory, though.
No, but that's true. But I remember he rolled it back because so many people were saying they weren't subscribed to Twitter Blue, and he wanted it to be apparent how many people were subscribing to Twitter Blue.
That does sound like something he'd do. Again, I'm just not confident in your memory, though, okay? So I'm not going to buy that. Okay.
That's fair. That is fair. Anyway, look, I'm sorry to everyone, okay? All right? But look, it's a tough place out there for freelancers. I had to do what I needed to do. And this is not a decision I've made lightly, and it is by far the most I've ever considered a £3 purchase.
There we go.
Oh, God.
Anyway, tell us his tweets.
Jared Coastal comes in, and they say, Matt Smith puts disgust into the doctor's remark concerning Twitter, reflecting his real-life decision to stay off the social network. How apt, considering your recent poll.
Yeah, a good choice from Matt Smith, and one I wish I had made all those years ago, and I wish I wasn't locked on the Twitter now, because and I probably won't be for much longer, because what a fucking horrible place that website is.
I barely go on it anymore, like in terms of like actually scrolling through stuff. I mostly use it for work now, and that's about it. Like,
it's just now all I get is like videos like, Look at what these immigrants are doing to our country, and I'm like, fuck, man, I fucking hate all of this, man. In terms of like the propaganda that's been forced to me, man.
It's so aggressively leaning right wing, like it's pushing so much just right wing dreck.
It's clearly not natural, because like everyone is saying, hey, has anyone noticed their feeds getting more progressively right wing?
Yeah,
like, I wonder why that is.
I honestly, I pull up my timeline and it's like, it'd be a video of two kids having a fight in a street, or it'll be like an explicit image that I'm like, okay, cheers for the warning, I'm in a public place.
Or like fucking undisclosed ads for like OnlyFans accounts, where it's like, oh, fucking, there's this leak, don't check the comments or whatever. Fuck off, man, with this shit.
Genuinely fucking horrendous hellscape of the site.
Horrible.
But you voted to keep it, so it's there.
Lawrence is salty.
I'm so fucking bitter about
Lawrence really wanted to get rid of it. You pay for it. You love it. It's your favourite website.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's true. I can't really lean into two things this week, can I?
No, you can't. Anyway, sorry, let's keep this under 2 hours, Lawrence.
Yes,
right?
good idea.
We're getting dangerously close.
The final tweet comes in, and the final addition to Still Got Thoughts. An extended version this week, because we've had time to kill. Right?
Yeah.
Is from, I'm gonna have to read this one properly. Oh, it's not that complex. John Boy Baggins.
Blood needs his cheaters.
Fucking hell, you're old. John Boy Baggins says, and this might be my favourite of the thoughts I've read today. I mean, bit silly. Black cubes, what they finna do? What they finna do?
What they finna do? What are those black cubes finna do, to be fair?
Maybe I shan't write Twitter off just yet. If this is the gold.
Every now and then you get a little nugget of gold that comes through.
Oh, Lord.
All right, well, there we go. Good stuff.
Come on, man, I'm fucking this. We've got leisure time to kill here. I'm going to do the slowest outro you've ever heard. Everyone stay tuned.
Don't. Let's just wrap it up, all right?
Right,
let's buy ourselves some time for next week, because...
Oh, true, yeah.
That one's not going to be on a 2 hour. Let's be honest with ourselves, all right?
No, you're looking at a 2:45, I'm predicting, next week.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll keep it under 3. That's a promise I'll make, because 3, we're leaning into that inaccessible territory.
Don't make any promises. You've learned by now. Don't make any promises on this pod. You know what they're like.
So true, yeah.
Don't make any promises.
Fuck. All right.
No promises have been made, okay?
All right, fine. It can be whatever length we want it to be.
Yes, we decide.
So please don't attack us. Thank you very, very much for listening. If you've enjoyed the show, please feel free to leave us a little 5-star review. That would be so appreciated. You have no idea. You can also follow the Twitter at StillGotLegsPod, and you can email your thoughts on over every single week to stillgotlegspodcast@gmail.com, and we have a Discord server where I mentioned earlier you can also write your thoughts on the episode in there too, as well as just join in, have some fun conversations. It's a nice place to be. Everyone feels safe, and it is a welcome place for chatting of all manner. Also, a massive thank you and shout out to Nina for managing the short form content. All of the TikTok and Reels that she does, they are fucking lovely at promoting the show. And thank you to Pierce for being the Discord marshal too. What a good lad. If you feel inclined, we have a Ko-Fi link in the show notes if you want to help us out with the running of both of the shows. There is zero pressure to do so. Everyone can enjoy the episodes for free and forever. And speaking of both shows, Nathan, we have another podcast, don't we?
We certainly do, Lawrence. It's called Another Happy Pod. It's our pop culture podcast where every week we watch something in that realm, be it a movie, a TV show, a video game. We're having a lot of fun, and we are coming slowly towards the end of X-Mania. So more stuff soon, although I think we have one episode and then get right back into another series.
God, yeah, we do as well. And the episode that we have is largely a continuation from a tradition we do every year.
Yeah, the one-off episode we have is still part of an ongoing series, just much slower, really.
But so I haven't checked in on the downloads for Another Happy Pod in a while, and I don't think I ever will again.
I think it's fine. You need to check in on a certain guest.
I probably do, don't I?
Yeah.
Probably about
Time's ticking. It's
about damn time.
Little sizzle, maybe. Anyway, there we go.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you every single Monday, including the next Monday at 10 a.m. Stay foxy, stay cool, stay cubed up. The power of 3.
Bye. Love you.